Buying used can be a smart move if you want to stretch your money, avoid steep depreciation, and still enjoy a dependable ride. But not every car is worth the gamble. Some models are plagued by chronic issues, weak designs, or costly failures that quickly turn a supposed bargain into a money pit. They might look appealing in ads or on the lot, but beneath the surface lurk problems. Here are 8 cars you never want to buy used. One of the most tempting traps is the Dodge Journey. On paper, it looks like a great deal. A family-sized SUV with seating for the whole crew, a low sticker price, and a reputation for rugged Dodge toughness. But once you live with one, the story changes quickly. The engines are underpowered and strained. The 6-speed automatic is notorious for premature failure, and electrical glitches seem to be baked into the design. Transmission replacements can cost upwards of $3,500, and owners often report replacing multiple components of the electrical system that nickel and dime them with $300 to $700 repairs over and over again. Add to that an interior built from cheap plastics that wear out far too quickly, and what you get is an SUV that feels worn and dated long before its time. For anyone thinking they've found a bargain, the constant stream of repairs and weak resale value will quickly prove otherwise. The Chrysler 200 falls into a similar category of vehicles that are easy to find cheap, but almost never worth buying. It has sleek styling, and at first glance seems like a competitive mid-size sedan. The real trouble begins with its 9-speed automatic transmission, which was hyped as a technological leap forward in efficiency, but turned out to be a disaster. Jerky shifts, hesitation, and outright failures became the norm, leaving many owners with repair bills that ranged from $3,000 to $5,000. The cramped interior and poor visibility only added to the frustration. Even if you do find one that hasn't yet suffered a transmission meltdown, the odds are high that it's coming sooner rather than later. For anyone considering it as an alternative to stalwarts like the Honda Accord or Toyota Camry, it's a lesson in why a low price isn't always a good deal. Some vehicles lure buyers in with the prestige of their badge. Few do this more effectively than the BMW X5. The idea of owning a luxury German SUV at a fraction of its original price is enticing, and for a moment, it feels like you're winning the game. But the early 2000s models in particular are a financial trap. Cooling systems fail with frustrating regularity, often costing $1,200 or more to repair. Transmissions give out at alarming rates, with replacements easily running between $4,500 and $6,000. Electrical problems, from power window failures to faulty control modules, can each run from $500 to several thousand depending on the system affected. Even routine maintenance costs are far higher than most people expect. Once major components like the air suspension or timing chain go bad, repair bills can easily exceed the entire value of the car. It's not uncommon to hear of owners who've poured $10,000 into keeping their X5 on the road, only to give up and sell it for pennies when the next issue appears. Range Rover is another name that oozes prestige and capability. The combination of British style and off-road strength makes it desirable in every market. Unfortunately, owning an older Range Rover is one of the fastest ways to develop a personal relationship with your mechanic. Electrical failures are constant and often cost $1,000 or more to track down and repair. The air suspension, which gives the SUV its luxurious ride, is notorious for collapsing and can cost $3,000 to $5,000 to fix. Transmission problems, which can strike as early as 80,000 miles, typically require a $4,000 to $7,000 replacement. Repairs are not only frequent, but also painfully expensive, since parts and labor for a Range Rover don't come cheap. Many owners love the way their Range Rover drives and the way it makes them feel, but almost all of them admit that the repair bills far outweigh the pleasure. Unless you have an unlimited budget for maintenance, it's best to admire these SUVs from a distance rather than trying to own one used. At the other end of the size spectrum, the Mini Cooper looks like an attractive choice for those who want something fun, stylish, and easy to park in the city. The truth is, the pre-2015 models in particular are rolling dice with your finances. The engines suffer from serious reliability issues, especially the turbocharged versions that are prone to timing chain failures. That repair alone can run $1,500 to $3,000, and if the chain failure causes deeper engine damage, you're looking at costs well above $5,000. Oil leaks and overheating are also common, with each repair typically costing hundreds of dollars at a time. Transmission troubles, particularly with the automatic, often lead to bills of $4,000 or more. Since Mini is owned by BMW, even the smallest repairs tend to be priced like luxury work. Add in the fact that many Minis were driven hard and not maintained well, and what looks like a charming little hatchback can easily become a money pit. Another SUV that tempts buyers with low prices is the Jeep Liberty. It sits in that sweet spot of being cheaper than a Grand Cherokee while still carrying the Jeep name, which leads many people to assume it's a rugged, dependable choice. The reality couldn't be more different. The Liberty suffers from endless transmission failures that can cost $3,000 to $4,000 to fix, weak suspension components that require regular $800 to $1,200 repairs, and window regulators that fail repeatedly at $300 a pop. Fuel economy is abysmal, even for its size, and the ride quality leaves much to be desired. Rust is another major issue, particularly in colder climates where salt eats away at the underbody, often requiring thousands in bodywork to correct. Many Liberty owners have reported that their vehicles spent more time in the shop than on the road, which explains why resale values are so low. What looks like a bargain SUV quickly reveals itself as a bad bet. Sedans aren't immune to this curse either, and the Nissan Altima from 2013 to 2016 is a prime example. For years, the Altima was one of Nissan's best sellers, offering a practical balance of price, comfort, and efficiency. But during this era, the company's CVT transmissions were nothing short of disastrous. Failure often came before the car even reached 100,000 miles, leaving owners with repair bills that could easily exceed $4,000. Considering that the car itself may only be worth slightly more than that on the used market, it's a repair that doesn't make financial sense. These models also suffer from flimsy interiors, suspension issues that run $700 to $1,500 to correct, and in some areas, premature rust that can cost thousands in repairs. While newer Altimas have improved somewhat, these older models remain landmines for anyone looking for a reliable daily driver. Finally, there's the Ford Fiesta, particularly the models built between 2011 and 2016. Small, stylish, and affordable, they seemed like the perfect solution for anyone who wanted a compact car with personality. Unfortunately, the dual-clutch power-shift transmission used in these cars turned out to be a massive failure. Jerky shifts, hesitation, and sudden breakdowns plagued owners, leading to lawsuits and widespread dissatisfaction. Transmission repairs often cost between $3,000 and $5,000, and even when Ford replaced them under warranty, many of the fixes didn't hold up. While the manual transmission versions are more reliable, they're rare, and most of what you'll see on the used market are the troubled automatics. Add in a cramped rear seat and questionable interior quality, and the Fiesta loses the little charm it once had. The lesson here is simple but vital. Not every cheap used car is a smart buy, and not every luxury badge is worth the headaches it brings. The Dodge Journey, Chrysler 200, BMW X5, Range Rover, Mini Cooper, Jeep Liberty, Nissan Altima, and Ford Fiesta may tempt you with their prices or appearances, but the risks of owning one are simply too high. Whether it's transmissions that fail too soon, electrical systems that refuse to behave, or repair costs that eclipse the car's value, these vehicles carry baggage that most drivers aren't prepared for. When you buy used, the goal should be to save money and gain value, not to sign up for a string of repair bills and frustration. There are countless reliable alternatives on the market from brands like Toyota, Honda, and Lexus that have earned their reputations for durability the hard way, by lasting hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal drama. Spending a little more upfront for one of those models will almost always save you money in the long run. So while it's tempting to jump on what looks like a bargain, remember that some cars are cheap for a reason. Walking away from them might just be the smartest financial decision you'll ever make. If you found the video useful, be sure to hit the like button to support us. Thank you.